Hey church, I hope you're having a great day. We wanted to make just a real short video to invite you again into Wake Indy, our trip to Indianapolis, Indiana this summer, July 7th through the 14th. This is something that you've heard us mentioning for a while. We had an interest meeting several weeks ago, but I just wanted to reach out again because I think that it's one of those things that it's like, it's not until July. We got all the time in the world to figure out what that's going to look like. And in some ways that's true, and in another way it's kind of not true. So we're trying to figure out who from our church wants to be involved and in what capacity during that week. We've got a bunch of people coming up from Antioch College Station, and so we are going to be planning stuff all week long to be doing together, kind of as a team, with them and with us here. Something that we've mentioned throughout all of this is that we would love to treat this as a summer trip for our church. I know that we're not going anywhere, but in some ways that makes it that much easier. Instead of having to pay for travel and all of these sorts of things, we can go on a trip as a family, as a church family, and just you and your family. We can make this a trip this week. So we're inviting people, asking you to decide what you want your involvement to look like in the week. Would you like to just kind of stay posted on what the schedule is and be involved with maybe what you can be involved in? Or do you want to be kind of officially on the team for the week, meaning that is your plan for the week, is to just do everything that we do together as a trip? So taking off work or using vacation time or whatever that is, basically treating it as you would any other sort of trip. So what I'm asking from you is we're going to follow up again probably the week after Easter to try to start nailing down what the team is going to look like on our end. From there, we'll be able to communicate probably something like once a month team times where we'll get together and pray and share vision about what the trip is going to look like, talk more about the schedule as it gets nailed down and those various types of things. So that's what it'll look like leading up to the trip, and then the week of July 7th through the 14th, you will then be involved on the various things we do throughout the day. An overview of what the schedule is going to look like is this. The College Station folks are getting in Saturday, and then they're going to be at church on Sunday, and that'll kind of be our first time together all together. So we'll be at church together, we'll probably do something for lunch, hang out in the afternoon, and do something that evening together to get to know each other and get excited for the week. Monday through Thursday, we'll come up with some sort of rhythm of kind of a morning, an afternoon, and an evening rhythm. Obviously, we're going to be having families involved, and there's going to be lots of kids, and so that kind of increases the things that we have to navigate. So what we're thinking is essentially the morning time, sort of post-breakfast through lunch, will kind of be the go time. So either we'll do like sessions here at the church with worship and teaching and prayer, and or we'll be doing some outreach type of stuff in the morning. Once nap time kind of starts to creep up on us after lunch, everybody will sort of be free to go do the various things that they need to do for nap time and make that work. We'll have things available during the afternoons, maybe like one day, hey, the girls are all going to go do this while guys stay with the families, and vice versa, and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll plan on being out again for dinner and maybe a little bit after dinner, just going out to eat together in smaller groups and just be focusing on how do we engage with people in our city while we're out and about already. So that's what Monday through Thursday will look like, sort of going hard in the morning, hitting nap time, and then dinner time together, doing various different things. We'll probably have some pool parties in there and barbecues and all kinds of fun stuff. On Friday, we will do some sort of fun day all together as a team. Maybe something like a zoo together. We'll go to the zoo together, or we'll go to a park together, something like that to kind of wrap up our time together and be thankful for what the week looked like. And then on Saturday, the College Station folks will be headed back out of town. So that's a little bit of an overview of what the schedule is going to look like. I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of a picture. Obviously, that schedule is great, but it's not all the way filled in. And I know that some of you have a lot of questions, or even just one question about the trip that's significant for you and the schedule and all of that kind of stuff. And I want you to know that I would love to know those questions. I don't have all of the answers right now, but I think one of the good things about having time between now and then is that there's a lot left to nail down. So your feedback will be really helpful as we try to decide what is this week going to look like. How do we make this work the best for everybody? How do we push hard and get outside of our comfort zone and all of that kind of stuff, and also be realistic about how the week can look with schedules and kids and all of that sort of stuff. So there's an overview of what's going on. With this video, you're getting a link to a form that you can click and fill out. It's got just a couple of questions on it. What's your interest level in the trip? And if you have any questions, if you could fill that out and get that back to us, that would be great, because then we can understand what are the questions floating around and how can we best move forward on answering those questions and building this team. So like I said, please, your next steps would be to think about what you want your involvement to be like in this trip, fill out the form reflecting what you want that involvement to be, and then probably the week after Easter, we'll be following back up with people like you who fill out the form and kind of going from there on answering some questions, defining the team, and then setting a schedule for what it looks like between now and then. So I hope this is really helpful. We would love for you to be on this trip. I know that it kind of sounds crazy. It's a little bit out there, probably not like anything you've been invited into before. And this might not even be a helpful thing to say, but believe me, it's going to be awesome. God's going to do great stuff, and I believe that this is going to be a week that anybody who's involved in it in any capacity is going to look back and say, wow, God did something really significant in me and my family that week. So I love you so much. Hope you're having an incredible day. And for real, let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk to you later.